That wasn't supposed to happen. Right, I think that's all. Go back on. I don't know why that flicked back to default settings. All right, that's hopefully that's all in sort of place now. Now today we are doing something completely different in that we're experimenting with the tabletop setup, but there is some issues that I'll put up straight away. Unfortunately, at the minute, my dad is not yet sorted out the table, so I've sort of improvised a surface here, which is a little bit lower than what I would like, but it should be all right. And for some reason unknown, my camera is refusing to focus exactly. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think you get the gist of what's in front of us here. Most of it, what we're going to do is, because I'll go through a little bit more of the setup. This here, of course, as well, is the actual game itself. It's all laid out. I'm going to take these cards back up and shuffle them in a couple of minutes anyway. I just wanted to get the layout for what we're doing. I've already chosen we're going to be the warrior. I'll go through some of the other characters that you can be in a couple of minutes. I've got here just at the bottom here, this is like our level tracker. Most importantly, the manual, because I keep on having to reference things. What's that there? You're nipping out for 20 minutes. Surprised you're not staying in all day after you're out all last night, partying in the woods. What else have we got here? Right, our lives are here. I have here in our dice. If I just bring that up there. Now, the dice that we get is related to our character's current status. So if I move on to the second part of our setup, because it's not just the board here, I also have... hang on a second. It is disconnected. Oh, it has completely disconnected. 2 seconds. I'll have to reset the second camera. Yep, it seems to be working now. I've had to restart everything about 6 times to get it to work, but yeah, the close-up camera seems to be working. So we'll give this a go for a little bit and see how it goes, and then I'll take these multiple streams and stitch them together and re-upload them onto YouTube as a separate video. Yep, you saw the extra hand bit in there, right? So I'll go back to what I was saying before everything completely crashed and fell apart. It's not the best setup for that second camera. And I don't know why the other one just completely decided that it was just gonna lock itself in the like the mirror up position and not cooperate. But anyway, as I was saying before, we were rudely interrupted by everything all going crashing. Assuming that it's not crashed now. Yep, I can see my hand there. The basic setup in the board here, we have this is our deck that we'll be working through multiple times. We have the little dungeon doors that we can open up. Our dice, as I was saying before, we noticed everything went tits up. We have the dice corresponds to what our certain character has. So you see, I've got 4 yellow, 2 pink, and 1 blue. And hopefully, if this works. Yeah, it's almost in frame. You see there, that corresponds to the number of swords there, which unfortunately have been picked up by the green screen. And you see there the 2 pink and the 1 blue. And we also have 6 hearts, which is represented, you can just see off the side of the screen there. And that's how many hearts that we have available. We can, as we go through, we will gather up more resources. 2 seconds, just pop that on one side. And I'll grab the first card here. So we've got this one in here. So this might be one of the ones that we might say we might face. So if when we defeat this one, we get a choice of how we want to use it. We can use it for levels to level up, which is these little markers here. We can get its ability, which is across the bottom, or we can use it to get more dice. So that would go with our character there and expand our ability to get more dice. So we would get an extra one to be able to roll. So I'll put the warrior card back down there. I'll go through a couple of the others that are available. I've just stuck with the warrior at the minute there, but we've got we also have a mage. Just shift that one out of the way. We have the archer, who has disappeared into the green screen. The rogue, that one there's not disappearing into the screen. And oh, I just picked that up again. And we've got the paladin here as well. But for us, we're going to stick with the warrior for now. Or maybe that's a mistake, because every time I've played it, I've only ever used the warrior. So maybe that's why I keep losing every time. There are several different dungeon variants for us to play with. We are going to be doing, if I just push that a little bit further up, we're going to be doing the dragon, which is the easiest one. Saying the easiest one, it says the easiest level. I've still yet to defeat it once. So we'll just flick that over there. So when we actually come to do the boss fight, these are the statistics that we fighting against. And if I flick that over, and this is how the 3 floors of the dungeon all line up. Now, the way this works is we will be rolling dice, and we have to cover the dice with these particular values here, or greater. Now, the dungeon card itself, these have to be covered first. So each round we have to put a yellow 3 or higher on this space if it's a fight. If it's a trap, then we'd have to put, in that case, 2 of any dice. Or at least that's how I interpret the rules. I may have got everything completely screwed up. I don't know. But that's the dragon there. I'll quickly cycle through the artwork, at least for the others. If I just flick these around, we've got the Yeti. This is what the difficulty is noted by these little dots just here as we go through. And then we've got the Hydra. What difficulty is that one? That one's a 2. And then Minotaur, difficulty 3. Yep, I'm not going to be doing that one in a hurry. Welcome back, Royalty. You missed out on half an hour's worth of technical issues because we had to restart the stream about 10 times to get this to work. And the final one there is the Lich. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that one. And that one is, same again, difficulty level 3. So we ain't going to be tackling that one. As I said, we are going to be fighting the dragon. Assuming we survive all the way down to the bottom of the dungeon to actually face the dragon, which is also a probability as well. But like I said, this is just an experimental stream. I still, I'm probably going to make rule mistakes and what have you as we go. But it doesn't matter. Right, I'm going to quickly line that back up on there. Let's see. I'm just going to grab a couple more of the cards, and I'll see if we can get a few examples just before we go on. So this one here, this is an obstacle. So in this case, it would be going against a boulder. We get hang on, slows time. No, I'm not quite sure what that is. That's the thing. Where some of these things I haven't actually encountered this card while playing, and I don't know what slow time might. Do I have to use those up? Not sure. But what we do is we would, in this case, we would roll dice and see this one wants 14. If you can choose whether or not to run past it or to slow time. So to run past it, say, we would need to get 14 out with the pink dice. So to do that, we will be applying dice, to it in order to counter it, and that would allow us to defeat this particular dungeon door. Right, let's pop those dice back there. Let's see. Similarly, if it was a combat encounter, this one here has lots of different dice that we need to do. But anyway, let's gather up all these and give them a quick shuffle, and then we'll heal them back out again. That's where I put them to shuffle in the right orientation. So as I do that, then what's the egg counts up to before we begin? As I said, this is just be a short stream, so it's a relatively short game. Just shuffling these up as best as I can because I'm used to shuffling cards. There we go. So that should be relatively randomised. I'm just going to rejiggle the microphone around so it's a little bit now closer to me in this direction. We'll get the manual out. Right. So we've got our warrior. Move that a little bit more to frame. I have the dice already pulled out for what we can use for this one. We have our level card sorted out, and we have our dungeon tracker card, or whatever they call it. So let's see if we can. So before we start, we have 2 options each turn, which is to explore or enter a room. And each time we do that, we have to spend 2 time, which is 2 additional cards that we pull out. So I'm going to pull those 2 cards out of there, and then I'm going to fill this up to give us our 4 door options. And of course, I've set the deck upside down so that oh, it's all going right. It's all an experiment today, anyway. Well, that's an idea. I need the dungeon to change floors. That needs to go to the bottom of the deck. Let's restack those on there. Right. So we've now dealt those out there. I'm going to put the discard pile here so I'm not having to reach 2 miles over when I'm trying to do this. So now we want to turn over one of these cards to see what's in it, so we have to spend another 2 time. Take those 2 cards there. And we'll go with this door. So this door, we have a trap. Let's just bring that up to there. So what do we do with this one then? Well, we need the pink dice. Now we only have 2 pink dice. Let's just have a look at one of our... Let's read what our hero skill is. Stored here. Store 1 of the black dice for each damage you take. And we can store the 2 dice there, so that'll give us an extra 2 dice as we go. But right, we need to do this one here, so I'm going to grab the dice out of here. Now this one, we can only use the pink dice against it. So... Oh, and that's convenient. We've rolled a 6 in amongst what we've rolled, so we can apply that to there. And... disarm them. Take it that I'm going to interpret that, because I say I haven't got 100% of the rules down. I'm going to interpret that as we have to then spend 3 additional time to do that action. But we've covered that with the 6, which means we don't take any damage. So I'm just going to chuck that back into the pool, and that gets us this card. Now, what could we use it for? I think what we will use it for is we will use it to get ourselves an extra blue dice, at least for now anyway. So we're going to pop that on there. We will put an extra blue dice into the pot, and because this is the way I'm interpreting the rules, we're going to pay 3 more time for that action that we performed in there. Right, now let's see. So now we've got these 3 here, so now we need to pay an additional 2 time. We're getting through this dungeon really, really quickly, and we haven't got any useful tools or skills. So this time we will take this door, which is a combat encounter. So, making a hero dice. See, I'm not entirely certain what that means for its starting ability thing, so we're just going to ignore it. It's a bit vague on too many of the rules, I think. Or at least on some of the explanations anyway. It's probably the reason why I've never been able to actually win any of these dungeons in all the times that I've been playing it. So, actually looking at this. Oh, that's not good. Camera's flickered. Hopefully the stream is still going. I'm just going to wave my arm across there, and hopefully it will appear on my laptop Yeah, I can see me waving on my laptop over there. Actually going to change my mind on this one, and I don't think we're in a position to be able to face this one at all, because we only have 2 pink dice. So what I'll do is we're going to put him back there, so we're going to run away, and we're going to spend 2 additional time again, and then we will draw up this one. And this one we might have a slightly better chance of doing. So, in this one we have to spend 1 time for each one roll, or each one rolled. Oh, that's alright. We might not roll any ones if we're lucky. So we've got our dice pool here. I'm just picking those up so we can give them a go on there, and I'll just move those so I can see them. So what have we got here? Have we got any ones? Right, we have 1, so I'm just going to move that time now to spend that time just before we go any further. So what have we got? We have a 4 and a 1 out of the blues. So that pretty much means I can only cover... Actually, I can only cover that one. But you should set Chrissy to do the dishes. Isn't that his supposed to be his task, his chores? So on here, I've only been able to apply 1 blue dice. Now, what have we got in the way of yellows? Have we got any 6s? Nope. So, oops, that was on a 4. On there. Of course, reaching into this cavern with the green screen. And I can apply that on there. I suppose at least I can actually now see straight from above the slaughtering that we're going to be taking. This one's got a quite... Oh, hang on. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, actually, we've completely forgot about one of the other rules as well. Because we forgot to cover the dungeon. This is the thing that I always forget. So it doesn't matter, we've only done a couple of moves anyway, so I'll cover that on the dungeon for the combat encounter. So that eats up one of those dice. And then, let's see, because we're going to take quite a bit of damage on this one. Is there anything else I can flip? Right, so, one other thing that we can do... it is his turn, but you're being too nice to him. There must be something wrong there. What we can do is... Actually, this is not the right dice to do that with. Oh, actually, we can't. Yeah, we're going to get completely hammered on this one because we can't cover... We can only actually cover that one space because of the shields. Yeah, we're completely knackered this one. So, we're just going to have to take the damage, aren't we? So that means that we're going to lose 3 hearts. So I'll lose those. And then, but we will store dice for each damage that we take. So that will give us at least those 2 dice for the next round. And then we need to pay the penalty of 1, 2, 3, 4 times as well. Yeah, I don't see we're going to... we're not going to win this round either. What do you mean, shh, you're getting away with it? Right, so that one there, that was a disastrous roll for that one there. But we still get the card anyway. Now the question is, do we get another blue dice? What says power there? Let's see, it would probably be easier for me to read it on the stream there. So gain a 6. I think, what do we need to level up? We need 6 to level up, and this gives us 3 XP. So I think I'll put this into... that's the thing about having to put cards underneath cards. Always makes this awkward and messy. Because you can't get them up there in that surface. There we go. Sort of in there. I think that's still in frame. It's sort of in frame. I'll move it forward an inch. Right. So that was a disastrous move. We're certainly not going to win this dungeon. I can see that already before we continue. So we've already ran away from the bandit. We have this last door here, so we have to spend 2 time to open that door. What have we got? Before the encounter, convert 1 item to XP. Well, we haven't got any items, so we don't have to worry about that. This one will require blue dice and well, that's getting the colours are changing on the green screen there. We need the 3 yellows. Now we could potentially do that with the yellows, so we'll go for it. Plus, we have 2 of the heroic dice. I think that's what they were called. Isn't the black ones called heroic dice? I've got that name stuck in my head, unless it's from one of the other games I've been playing. What does it say? Dice. Yeah, black is heroic dice, yeah. So it is this game where I'm getting that thing. Are they all nice, pretty colours for this one, Royalty? I think I've shared a picture of all some of the other different coloured dice that I've got, because I've got 2 big sets of them. One which is like the D&D set, which has got, you know, all the D20s and what have yous in it. And I've got a big bag of like mixed all different colours of just like, you know, the regular D6s like these ones here. Yeah, Royalty, regardless, yeah, not Royalty, Chrissy even, but we're going to call these ones heroic dice regardless. It's the only things I think that's going to actually get us out of this jam, because we're down to 3 health. And we're still in the first level of the dungeon. So, what we got there then? Can we cover... Right. Oh, hang on. We've got to roll this extra one as well, because that was over here on the dungeon. So, this is a combat, so we need to sacrifice a yellow straight onto the dungeon to cover that one. And now we need 9's worth of blues. So we've got 10 out of the blues, and we have to cover that first because it's got a shield on it. So we'll take our 2 blue dice, apply them to there. Now we need a 5 out of the yellows to cover the shields, because we've got to cover the shields first, which we don't have. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to take one of these heroic ones, get in, throw that on there. Now we have no blue dice, so that's going to we're going to be screwed on that one regardless. We can't combine the dice to get another one of those. Let's just double check. Now I'm sure it has to be 2 of the same colour when we do a combo. Oh no, that's fine. It can be 2 of mixed colours. Alright, that's not too bad, because we can gain another one of those temporarily if we can combine them. So say we've got like if you can see there, the pink 2 and say the yellow 3, we can combine those and we would get a black 2, because it's the lowest value of the 2 that you combine to get another dice. So how's that going to help us anyway? So we can cover the 3. We'll get that out of the way now, so we can cover that. So that still leaves it right. So right now we would die if we were to continue, because that would we need to cover that 5. So I'm gonna roll the dice here again, and we got a 1. Right, I think we're the first 10 minutes of the game and we're probably lost already. Let's see. I don't think there's any way to get out of this unless we forget about it and run away. It'll cost 2 more time, but if we continue, we will lose our last 3 health, and that will be game over. So I think it might be in the best interest to... Probably not supposed to do this technically, but it's alright. So we'll run away, which means as if that turn never happened, and that leaves us with these 2 here, and that costs us 2 time to run away. We need some more cards there, so we're going to have to spend another 2 time to refill the dungeon doors. Just straighten up the discard pile a little bit. And then we have to spend an additional 2 time again so that we can flip one of these cards. And let's see. Nope, the rules definitely aren't with us today. So what have we got here? So this one, spend one time for each dice, for each one rolled anyway, but we haven't done that yet. So let's just gather up the dice. If I just stand these up here, and then I can pick them all up, and we'll put the dice tray back down. Alright, so what have we got? And we of course didn't throw that back into the mix. So that's given us a 5, so we've got no choice. We have to spend that 5 on the dungeon itself. So that's what always gets me, because half the time I keep forgetting about you've got to put that one on the dungeon. So what have we got? Right, we've got 2 shields that are in blue. So we can, the 2 and the 6, we'll cover those up nicely. So nothing we can do right now about the 5. Now let's see, yellows. Well, we have a yellow 6, so we can apply that one to there. The yellow goes weird in the green screen there, doesn't it? It's like it fades in and out when I move my hands across it. And what else do we have there? Right, we can combine the 2 pinks. So we have a 5 and a 6 in the pinks here, if you can see them on the top there. So we'll combine those. I'll just move those slightly to the bottom. And that will give us a 5. So we can cover that one potentially. Or would it be better off? Yeah, I think I might be better off at the minute covering that one. And we'll spend one of our saved up heroic dice, which gives us a 4. Which means that we can cover that value. And I think that is what we will leave it as covered. And because that means that we just have to take a penalty of 2 time, which is straight off the cards there. And let's see, how many of these can I hold at one time? Just looking for the items here. Right, I can only hold 1 item at a time at my current level, but he gives us 3 XP at the top, so we'll take that. Chuck all those dice back in there, return a black dice, put that in there, return that black dice. So we will spend these 2 cards. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do with those cards well after we've done it. And we can advance, if I can pick up the card, to level 2. I'll just put the level card back in the box. So that means now that we can hold 3 items, which means that in future ones we'll be able to we'll be like save more in this column here. I'm just going to double check the leveling thing. I keep having to refer to the manual every now and again. Let's have a look. So whilst I'm having a scan through here, what's the egg counts up to today? Chrissy must be like millions upon millions now ahead after yesterday, because you got an extra 2 hours worth of eggs yesterday. Let's see, leveling up. Yeah, so the 2 cards that we used to level up, these ones here, we put them away out of the game, so those aren't in the game anymore. Right, so let's pop that down there. So we still have 3 health. Hang on, what's our potion? Because I can remember we've got a potion as well here. And heal 3 damage for 1 hero at the start of a turn, or 2 damage any other time. Now, should I... we've leveled up, so we get another potion, which means I have to fish around in the box to get another potion token. Which potion tokens are just off screen. I'll tell you what, I'll just move those up because everything gets like jiggled down on here. So I can move probably the whole board up a smidge. So what we'll do is before we start the next turn, so we've leveled up. So I've got this potion. So I'm going to put this potion now back into the pot because we're going to use it, and we are going to get our free health back. There we go. So now we're back to full health. We have 1 heroic dice in storage. Yeah, so we're all right now, I think. At the minute, we're a bit stuck on these encounters here, but we can probably just leave those there for now. So we will now spend an additional 2 time. Oh, what's that? It's almost approaching 10 difference in the egg counts. You're gonna have to sneak onto his computer royalty and spend like millions upon millions of. Oh, just realised I didn't have the desktop audio turned on there.
8.
The 8s. Right, let's flip open this last card at the moment. So this one here, I'm going to say that we don't have a chance of defeating him without getting totally wiped out. Have to sneak in and call for a business presentation. that would get Whitley's points down. But right, let's see. Yeah, I don't think we could survive that encounter because we only have 2 pink dice as well. How many? No, there isn't any chance of us defeating him. We just don't have the dice necessary to defeat him. So this is getting really, really bad. So we're gonna have to spend 2 time to run away, and then we need to refill the last door. Oops. Well, saying that, we've refilled that, then we're going to spend an additional 2 time again to flip open this card. So now we have a trap. So this one we should be able to do. I haven't had a trap for ages. You're gonna get your sister to distract him. She's gonna walk up to him and just keep slapping him in the face back and forth whilst you run through to his computer. Right, what have we got there then anyway? So we have 2 choices here, although I'm not sure that we really do. We'll roll the dice and we'll see what we get. If we might be able to get high enough points to maybe be able to do the dodge log, because that would probably be better because then we wouldn't have to use up so much time. So what have I got here? 2 blues, 4 of them, 2 of them. Just gather up the dice so that I can drop them into the tray. Right, what do we got then? So we've done really, really bad on the pinks, of course. So we're going to have to do the other option. So 6, 7, 8. So we can drop those on there, and that will allow us to cover that. Oh, and saying that as well, we've forgotten once again to cover the dungeon value, which is over here. Just a complete distraction, the whole dungeon thing on the side there. But we did have a 4 to be able to cover that one, so we're alright. But in doing that, we have to spend an additional 2 time. Getting close to the bottom of there. Let's pop that dice back in there, and that dice back in there, and now we get this card. Now, what does it have on it? What shall we take from it? Could get another one of those. What do we need to level? We need 8 to level up again. What shall we take? We could get an extra pink dice, which I think is probably more required right now. Right, so let's drag that across to there so I can slide that under there. So I've heard about some games that I've got where, you know, to line them up, you've got to like stack them underneath because it just gets really, really messy. So that gives us an extra pink dice for our future rolls. So let's just straighten these cards up, and we will spend an additional 2 time to get that, and then we've now uncovered the chains floor, so we can only spend the 1 time to get through there. So we'll flip this over, and do we have any chance of defeating this one? Immediately discard all 1s and 3s. Oh, that's going to be helpful, isn't it? Have we got enough yellow dice? Well, we can roll it and see what happens. Because that would be quite a good one to have, because that would get us an extra health as well if we can win him. Well, we will win him, I suppose. It's just a case of how much damage are we going to inflict before he takes all of our hearts away. Oh, right. That one I nearly dropped off there. Just dropped the rest in. Right, so we have to pay the dungeon first of all. So we need to pay one of these yellows. So that goes on there. And now what do we have to work with? So we can apply that to there, which is a shield. And then we have another yellow 4 to cover that one. We have a pink 6, which I think I would rather put over the health, because he can't do any time damage to us, can he? We have another 6. I've actually done pretty well this time round. So, in defeating this one here, oh, hang on a second, did we roll any 1s or 3s? Oh well, we did roll a 3, but we didn't use it anyway, so it's so that's fine. I don't have to worry about that one, so we can just discard that for now. And that means that we also get this next card. So let's chuck those back into the pot and we'll see what we've won. And this one, I think I'm going to keep this one for the extra pink dice and the extra heart. So we can still hold 3 items, so that puts us at our maximum item countage. Alright, let's just try and line these up a bit better. There we go. See, as much as it tries to keep it all compact and what have you, it just makes this incredibly awkward, because there's no real way to do it without taking everything off. So we have that. Oh, hang on, what damage did he deal to us as well? He deal 1 heart in 1 time. Well, he can't do that for the time, but he can do it for that. And then I'll go back to the pool of hearts, because we then get 1 additional one. And that also, right, let's just check our dice counts. So we should have 2 blues, 3 pinks, and 4 yellows. And we've still got this black one on here that we haven't had to call on yet. Oh, but we also received 1 damage there, so it means that we get an extra heroic dice. Oh, I realise we have chucked the hearts there. That's right. Now what we will do is we will take the deck. We are going to move down a level, because I don't really want to face any of these ones just yet. So we're going to run away from this floor. I'll take these away and shuffle them up. Or at least as much as my disastrous shuffling goes. I'll shuffle these up, they'll probably be in alphabetical order or something like that. Even one of those little card machines, don't they? You know, where you chuck it in and it just like fires them into the middle. Right, there we go. So now that we've moved down a floor, we need to move this down. So now we have a new set of prices that we have to pay each time that we have an encounter. So let's just pop those back on there. And we need to spend 2 time, again, to fill up these blocks here. And then we'll spend another 2 time so that we can pick one to flip. So we'll pick this one here. What do we got then? So those lights are really covering up those, aren't they? Oh, have you got one of those card shuffling things? I remember when I was a kid, I think my brother had one. Kind of, it was like a black box thing, and you like half the deck and put it on either side, and then it just like chucked them all into the little bit in the middle. But let's see what we're going to do for this one here. Now, it shouldn't be any. This one shouldn't cause any issue at all to defeat, just because we've got the 4 yellow dice. So, I'll just gather the dice up from the dice tray. If the yellow one will actually go into my fingers. Pop that down there. Right. So, have we got enough to make 11? 6, 7, 8, 9. Typical. But we can cover 10 in the pinks. It just means that we have to use up an additional time to do it, but it's just fine. It's all going disastrously anyway. Oh, we haven't paid the dungeon fee as well, have we? So this is a trap. So we need 6 in the yellows anyway. So we can take these 2 here and apply that to there. So that would have lost all those dice in any case. Right, so we now get this one here. So let's pop everything now back into the pool. And let's see, what shall we take from this one? I think we're probably just going to take the XP from it. Because let's see, its item requires a 3 on the blue dice to roll a heroic dice. Although that could be useful. We can always get rid of it later if we change our mind on it. Right, just slide that underneath there. Now, how many of those can we... Skills? We can hold 3 skills. So, you can't see that on the screen. There we go. I'll just jiggle that up a few centimeters. There we go. So I've taken that one for the skill. So if we use a blue 3, we can get a heroic dice. Yeah, that's what we'll go with. So next, we'll spend 2 more time, and we'll uncover this one next. So what we got here? Oops, that's too high. It equals 4 per open door, including this one. Oh, right, sorry. X is the value for covering that shields. So that would mean we just need to a pink 1 to deal with the shield. Right, let's grab these dice. So that's not too bad. Yeah, I don't know. Just looking out the window there, it's starting to get dark now, isn't it? Right, so we're going to pay the dungeon first of all, which means that we are losing just about all of our yellow dice here to cover that 6. Let's see, X equals 4, so we need a pink 4. Well, we have a pink 6, so that will cover that. We have a pink 6 again, which will cover that 5. Now, what have I got in yellows? Oh, that's convenient. We've got a 5 and a 3. So we can cover that 5 and a 3. And now we just need to deal with that 3, which we can if we combine the 5 and the 3 dice that you can see just off the screen there. We will get a 3 in the heroic dice, which means that we've done it. We've actually had at least one successful encounter where we didn't get compromised in any way. So put all those back in the pool. Now, what should we take off this guy here? Let's see. Spend the 2 to gain a 5. Or did I spend 2 dice? I'll tell you what, we'll take this for XP. I'm going to put the XPs here rather than trying to force them underneath the card, because it's just getting too messy. Right, let's continue down into the dungeon. So I'm going to spend an additional 2 time. We'll flip this card over. Is that the same one again? Yeah. So we've got the same encounter again. So let's gather up the dice once more. So hopefully, though, with this stream, we will work out the bugs and we can play some of the other games. Because I've got Apart from the gaming, I do have some other bits and bobs as well here. Actually, hang on. Because we've got, if I just move that out of the way so we can see on the big thing, because we've got things like these sorts of models and stuff. We can build a wooden rooster on one, maybe. I can just get the box over here. That'll be a one that we'll maybe do closer to Christmas. We've got a nice little puzzle here, but that'll also rely on when my dad finishes the table. We have this one here, which I'm hoping that you'll like these ones here, because it kind of reminds me of kind of like what we do on Jurassic World, but just in like a little board game. So we're building like a ranch with the dinosaurs to trade. Yeah, we'll have that one. Will be a bit of fun one day. I haven't learned the rules for this one. At the minute, I'm learning the rules for this one, Tiny Epic Dungeons. Tiny Epic Zombies, even. Because that'll possibly be one of the next ones that we do. Although we did get yesterday, we picked up this one here, which I've had a look through. It should be quite a nice sort of game. It's like a push your luck game. This one here. I don't know why, but mine was shipped. They must have just thrown all of their packets, empty packets that they had in this. It must have been the last one off the production line. But we've also got some other little models and things like that. And can I do it? I don't know. Ooh, getting all the ghostly things there. You can see around the back of the telly. It's just a mountain of Lego that we're going to have to do as well. There we go. Is that now focused back on here? Yeah. Right, so what have we got anyway? So this is the exact same counter as what we just did, which is just typical. So we handled that one all right, so we should be all right for this one here. So I'm just going to, hang on, I just need to put that heroic dice back down into the pool. Let's just make sure I got 4 of those. Oh, hang on, we've shortchanged myself on the dice here, because we should have 4 pinks. And I forgot to put it in when we've leveled up. Well... Yeah, we'll definitely do some Lego streams. Because I said we've got tons there. Because I mean, it was the Christmas before we had to move to Maud. I got the helicarrier from from like the Avengers films, and it's still sitting brand new, sealed in its box, because of all the chaos that we had at the time. I just couldn't get the time to actually build it. Almost going to drop those. Right, so what have we got then? So we need to first of all pay the dungeon, which is... Oh, I can pick it up. We did get a 6, which means that we can cover that. So that's that done. Just going to move the dice tray up here so I can actually see what we've got. So... For each open one, including this one, is the value for the pink. So we need a pink 4, which we don't have. But what I'm going to do is I will save that 3 for there, and we will spend the 2 2s to cover its 4. Right, and that leaves us with yellows. So we have a yellow 5 in the 6. We don't have... Right, we have these 2 blues, so we've got no choice on that one there. So we have 2 blue 3s, so I'm going to combine those to get a heroic dice of 3, which will cover that yellow. Now the question is, do we want to just spend the time, or should we waste a dice? No, I think we'll keep our good dice, and we will lose the time from the encounter. So I'll take those 2 there. Gather up those, put the heroic dice back in the pool, the yellow one from the dungeon payment, and we will keep this for XP as well. So we now have 4 XP, and we need 8 to level up. So I'll just straighten up these cards a little smidge over here. I'll spend another 2 time. Oops. And we'll then flip over this card. And we have a Wraith. So, let's gather up the dice. Put that there. Oh, I'm dropping dice. That was close. Right, so we need a yellow 6 to cover the dungeon, which we don't have. What have we got in the way of? Let's see, how many blue dice have we got? We've got blue dice there. We've got 2 of those, and we need to cover that first. And we only have to the value of 6. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to go through this one without. We just don't have the dice to cover it. I think we'll best run away. Right, we'll run away. We'll spend the 2 time to run away from this one. So we'll spend the additional 2 time we've run away. Now we'll just spend another 2 time so that we can restock the doors. Put those there. And then we have to spend an additional 2 time again. And we'll flip over this one. What we got? Another one that we probably won't have the dice to do. Just having no luck at all here, are we? First all the technical issues which cost us 20 minutes. Right. What have we got there? So we need to cover the dungeon itself. Actually, I don't think that is a yellow dice. It's just a grey one, isn't it? So we could probably cover that with any dice. Did we get a 6 at all? Nope. And everything we've rolled is really, really low numbers. How are we going to get through this one then? Well, you can use... Actually, no, we can't use that because they require yellows. 6, 7, 8. So we've only rolled 8's worth of yellows, and we need 11 before we can actually do anything. And yeah, we're not going to be able to get through this one. So once again, we're going to have to run away. Run away, and we'll spend another 2 time. And then an additional 2 time, and we will flip this card. Right, so this one here, we should be able to defeat this guy. Now, it's not getting easier because we just don't have the necessary dice to cover some of these more difficult characters. This point, I mean, I can usually get down to the actual dungeon battle itself, like with the dragon. But I don't think we're going to get down that far today, to be honest. Although saying that, we are spending quite a bit of time to run away. But the problem is, though, if we keep running away and the doors fill up into the flip position, like what we've got these two, then we've got no choice. We're just going to have to go into one of these rooms and take the damage, basically. Right, so this one here, let's gather up that. Hopefully we might be able to get him out on the blues. Right, we're definitely getting him out on the blues there. So I think I may have misinterpreted one of these things here, because just looking at this in the light here, these spaces here, I think possibly could be any dice. So I think that maybe is a mistake that I've been making. Because I know on this side here, clearly that's a yellow and that's a blue. But these spaces here, I'm guessing I could probably use any dice. So that's what we're gonna go with to cover those spaces. But that one doesn't technically count. We still need a blue 5 though, because we're going to do. We need to cover. Actually, no, it isn't any 6. Oh, have I got these flipped over? I probably have. Do we have any 6s actually? Yeah, we have a 6. So we can pay the dungeon 6. So now it's a case of, do we want to spend the blues or the yellows? So what have I got in the way of yellows? We need 11 in the yellows. And we have 5, 10 of those. We need 11. So we could technically combine. It's just been quiet in the corner all this time. And then all of a sudden, the Google box starts shouting and yelling at us. What we're doing. Technically, we could get straight through. We'll spend the blues. So we'll spend the blues there, so that covers the 6. Chuck those back in there. Chuck those back in there. That says we have to then spend 2 additional time in order to do that one. So, what are we going to take from this one then? Now that could be a good skill, because it's roll all of your 1s and 2s. Is that roll them as a heroic dice? Because we're only getting like little 2 XPs at a time, which is probably not any good. What we're going to do, we're going to take this skill here and chuck that into the XP pot, because we're probably not going to use that skill. And we'll take this one here. Oh, and that will cost 1 potion. Alright, well, on second thought, let's not do that at all. And that, we'll just keep all that for XP, which means now we can actually level up. Because now we're on to, we have 8 there, so these 8 I can then discard. I'll put those back into the box. And we then want to go to level 3. So I'm just going to discard that card into the box as well. And that gives us another potion, which means I have to go rummaging back through the game box and pull out another potion. So we now have 2 potions. Because we've been running away from encounters, we haven't really used up that much health in a minute.
8.
Which is I've got the wrong 8 menu up. It should have been
8.
that 8. Although just looking on here, it appears that my... Oh no, it hasn't. For a second there, I thought the stream deck had been disconnected from the stream there again. Right, so we've now leveled up that there. Oh, hang on, have I missed something else here? Hang on, where's that level card? Right, I think we may have screwed up part of the thing as well, because I think we should have been getting those extra dice as we went. I keep forgetting this in the rules. 2 seconds, we'll go back to the manual. There's the leveling up page. Leveling up. Yeah, we've been making this more difficult for ourselves by forgetting to give ourselves the additional dice. So we should have had 1 in the pot anyway. Never mind. Absolutely useless. Right, so anyway, we need to spend now 2 time to unlock this next door. So what we got in here? Too high. So this one we shouldn't have any problems. Yeah, that dice would have helped. See, the thing is though, before getting this game, like months and months ago, I looked at like dozens of other playthroughs online, and there was no consensus. Some people were doing like half playthroughs where they would do like 2 levels, then they would jump cut to the end boss. There was some that would spend like had a couple of hours worth of like on a single match, but every single one of them had a different interpretation of the rules. So we're going to take that as that. We're going to assume that's what we're supposed to do, because it's not very helpful. So right, let's roll these dice. Right, so what have we got then? Can we cover a 14's worth of reds? Pinks even. We have 12 in those, but we can throw the heroic dice in there as well, which gives us a 5. And we have a yellow 6, right? So yellow 6. Oh no, hang on, no, it's a trap encounter, which means well, actually that wouldn't work either. Right, we need to cover that 5, which means we're going to have to use the heroic dice to cover the 5 on here. So let's just see so I can see this. Oh, hang on. At the bottom of the thing, there was a 6. I just couldn't see where it was in the dice tray from where I'm sitting. So yeah, we're covered for that one there. So then we just need 6. We've got the 5. So there we go. That just covers that. Or could we cover it in red? Hang on. And then we wouldn't have to spend the time. What have we got in the way of reds left? 10, 11, 12, 13, 40. No, 5. So we've got 12 there, and then we can put the heroic dice. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So we will have applied all of them and that, which covers the 14 that we need on there. Right, so that means we get this one. Now, what do we want it for? Actually, the skill on this one, gain a sacrifice a dice to gain a pink 6. Or we can use it for... We'll keep the skill for now. We can always convert it to XP later on if we want to. So we'll pop that underneath there. That might be handy. Right, straighten up those. We'll spend another 2 time. And then we will restock those. Then we will spend, unfortunately, only 1 time. So that we can open up another one of these doors. And we flip open this one here. So, what are we going to do for... Oh, hang on, I haven't put this other blue dice back into the pot. Oh, I keep moving that too high in the box there. There we go. So what have we got in here then? Yellow 6, or we could probably cover that with the number of dice that we've got. Yeah, let's roll these and see what we can get. And it still requires a 6 on the dungeon card to fulfill the trap. Right, so... we could do the 11s there and the 6s, so that's not a problem. So I'll get a 6 on here to deal with the trap. Is your battery running out? Then we've got 10, 11, which covers that pink there. Let's see, what should we get this one for? So this one could come in useful. It's gain, use a yellow to gain a yellow 6. So let's pop that underneath there. Right, so we can't spend 2 time, but we can spend a life to flip open this card, and if we can defeat this one, we'll get some XP out of it. Because that's got 4 XP, and we need 10 to level again. Probably won't level before the final encounter, but you know, live the dream. This one requires quite a few dice to take them out. Right, let's gather up the dice and we'll roll this. Right, so this being a trap, we need to spend a 6 on the dungeon itself or take damage. I think we'll probably take the damage. Right, so what have we got in the way of blues? Not enough. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus that And yeah, that'll work all right. So what we're going to do is we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then to get that final one, we'll use the heroic dice. So that'll cover that one. So we now get that. We get the XP from that, which is 4. We're going to chuck that over there, and we are going to shuffle the deck and move down to the final level of the dungeon. This is a very, very expensive level. We need to also lose a health because we didn't cover the other one there, so that's alright. Just give these a little bit of a shuffle. Undoubtedly shuffling them back into some sort of alphabetical order. We'll encounter the same card again and again, just one after another. See, we're spending time as well each turn. You may not encounter multiple cards for multiple games. Right, so shuffled. Spend 2 time. Fill up the board. Spend an additional 2 time. Oops. And flip over a card. So we're going to lock. Pop that up there. So this one shouldn't be too difficult. He says just before he rolls a whole load of ones. Oh, I just realised we leveled up. We can store 5 items to get additional dice. I don't think we're going to level up, so right before we continue, let's exchange the one that we were saving for XP because there's no chance of us leveling in the next one. So we're going to put that in there, and that is going to gain us an extra blue dice and an additional heart to go into the pool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can still get one more. If we get one more good combat, something with a good like an extra heart or something, that'll help us for the dragon fight. Right. So what do we got? This dungeon is really expensive, as you can see here as well. So with this one being a trap encounter, though, we only have to apply 5 to it. So, have we got a blue 5 by any chance? Yes, we do. So we'll get rid of that one there, then we know that's dealt with. And the next one, we need a... Out of the yellows, can we get 11? We'll get 12. There we go. So we've won that encounter. And this one I think we'll just keep for XP for the minute. Put all the dice back into the pots, spend another 2 time, and we'll flip open this one. We've got the goblin which is disappearing into the green screen. Pull that back a smidgen there. So what have we got here? This was another one where it's for each open door, including this one, equals 4, so it's just going to be 4 for that one. Anything else on him? He's a combat encounter, so we need 10 yellows. So we're probably going to take quite a bit of damage on this one. Just scoop up these dice. Nope, there's too many dice now. I can't scoop them up out of the pot. Right, let's pop that down. Oh, was that the second camera refreshing there again? 2 seconds. I'm gonna see if my I'll just check my monitor was working there down the bottom. Let's see. So we need to cover 10 though, straight off out of the yellows. There's not a good way of doing this. Is there any more few more dice down the bottom that I just can't see off screen. That's a shield, so we definitely need to cover it. So we're going to have to waste 3 dice in order to cover that shield on there to get its 10, which doesn't leave us with much because we also need 4 to cover this one. Right, have we got anything that can save us in the realm of the pinks? Yeah. So those cover that. Let's take that 4 to cover the 3. We have 2 5s, so we can combine those 2 5s to get a heroic 5. So let's just imagine that was placed in there so I don't mix it up with the other dice. So those 2 there have combined it to create a heroic 5. So that means we've actually survived the encounter with no issues, which is surprising. Let's see. Do we want to, for now, just pop him in for an extra yellow dice? What does it take to defeat the dragon? It takes, more dice than we're going to have. Yeah, right, we will, for now, we will use him to gain an extra yellow dice. We can always change it if we get like a one that has like a yellow dice and a heart, say. So that gives us an extra yellow dice for the next round, in theory. So right, spend 2 more time. I'll gather up all of these. So we're getting a few extra dice in the pot there, I suppose. Hang on, saying that, how many dice should we have of that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of those. And 1 of those. Right, yep, that's alright. And we haven't really even touched our heroic dice that we've got down here. We could have had those. We could have had those out a few times, really. Oh, this is a technical issue. I'm gonna have to tip the dice out into my hand. There we go. So we need to pay 10 to the dungeon before we proceed. Or saying that, if we haven't actually flipped open a card, or have we? Alright, so we've rolled the dice for the next one. There's the actual encounter, and I'll spend the 2 time there. So we rolled the dice ahead of time there, but never mind. So this one here actually just requires a 5 out of what we rolled there. So I'm going to take the blue 6 and put that on there to cover the 5. And then let's see. Don't have enough in the. Or will we have enough in the pinks actually? We need 14, and we have a 10 and a 4. But we also have a heroic 5, which means we don't have to spend the time. So we'll grab that, stick those back in there, pop that in there, and what should we take away from this one? I think we'll put that one to one side for XP. I don't think there's no way that we're going to level by the time we get to the bottom of this deck. So we'll spend another 2 time, and we will flip this card. Now, I think this is the one that we had before, and we ran away from him because I don't think we had enough dice. But we might be able to encounter to defeat the encounter now. Oh no! I've dropped one of the dice on the floor. Right, so what have we got? So we need to pay 10 in the yellows. So we've got a 6 and a 5. Yeah, 6 and a 5 there to cover that. And now, what do we need to defeat this guy? So we need to cover, because it's got a shield on it, we need to cover one of those, one of them, and right, we have a pink 5. We don't have a pink 6. What have we got in the way of yellows? Right, the heroic dice there is no good. So we need 5s and 6s. What have I got in the bottom there? Well, I have a 5, but actually I've got 2 5s. I could combine both of those 5s to get a heroic 5. So that's what we will do. We'll combine both of those into a heroic 5 to cover that one, because that one deals the most damage. What else have we got? So we're going to lose health, so we might as well roll another one of the heroic dice that we've got saved up. That gives us a 2, which is no good. Let's roll another one, which gives us a 6. So at the end of that encounter, we just lose 1 time. We lose 1 health. We will then gain another heroic dice from losing that 1 health. The cards are starting to slide. Pop those there. Right, let's put all those back in the pot, and I'll have to quickly do a check to see how many dice that we need. So what is this going to give us? Now you see what I'm going to do is I'm now going to, because this gives us an extra heart, we're going to keep that one for that, and we'll save this for its XP. So I'm just going to quickly realign all of these because they're starting to get a bit untidy. Just line those up a smidge. There we go. Sort of tidy, and we can just sort of see our skills. See, it's a nice idea having all this like lined up like this, but it just practically it doesn't work. Unfortunately. So how many dice do we need of each type? So we want 5 yellows. We need 4 pinks. 2, 3, 4. We need 1 of those and 3 of them. So those 2 get returned to the pool. Right. So now the upper board is now clear, so we're going to have to spend 2 more time to fill the board up. And then an additional 2 time to flip a card. Oops. Oh, that was going to just slide in there. Right, now this guy here, because we'd have to spend 10 just for the dungeon price before even going into the encounter, he would just wipe us out, so we're going to run away. Which costs 2 time, and we are almost at the boss fight. So let's spend an additional 2 time, and we'll flip open this door now. Right, now he looks like someone we might be able to defeat. If any boxes are empty, spend 2 time. So that we won't know until we actually finish the encounter. Right, let's just tidy up these cards a smidge. Gather up the dice. Without dropping them on the floor. Right, so what have we got then? I'm just going to bring this down a bit so I can see it a little bit more clearly what dice we've got. So we need to spend 10 straight off. So what's going to be the best combination to do that? Because we still need... Oh, this is really not good. Right, just to get them out of my way, I'm just going to apply that and that to there. We don't have one of those, we don't have one of them. Right, well, we need to spend... We're going to use the heroic dice that we got, because we've got a 6 and the 4 to cover that space for the 10. So now we need to... Well, we need a 5 to cover that. We have a 5 there. And I don't think we're going to be able to we could mitigate. No, we can't even do that. So from the dice that we've got left, we can't cover any more spaces. So what was his rule there again? So spend 2 time for each empty square. Any way that we could cover that 5. So we've got the 6s there. Any of our skills here actually that we could play? Alright, right, we can use one of our skills, so we can spend the dice there and gain a 6 there. So that will cover that. And what about the yellow one? We can spend a yellow dice to gain another 6. So that's not too bad. That's a little bit better. So any boxes empty, spend that. So I'm just going to jiggle that across there, and that also sacrifices a time on there. So a time penalty for the box itself, and then we have to spend 1, 2 time penalty on that as well. Now let's put all those dice back into the pot and decide what we're going to do with this card. No, it's going to be no good for the boss fight, this one, so I'm going to put that into the XP pool because it's not really going to be of any use to us. Considering we're at the end bit now. So we can't spend 2 time, but we can put a heart into holding on there to flip another coin, a card, and see what we can do here. So it's a possibility we could take that one out if we can get there, because the blues are quite low, and we can't really spend the time. So I've got the dice. Let's give this a... Oh, hang on, I've dropped another dice here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, hang on. Yeah, I dropped another dice right on the floor there, but it's alright, I've got enough. Right, so we need yellow's 10, so I can cover that straight away. And what else are we going to use up there? So, pinks, what have we got in the way of pinks? Well, we've got 11 in the pink straight away. Although I've just flipped that dice. We've got another 6 there as well. So we can cover that one there, which means that was a nice easy encounter. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we might actually be able to level. Yeah, we can level. So we'll take these cards, discard them back into the box. And that puts us on level 5. So I'm going to put that card back into the box. And this time we have an additional heroic dice goes into the pot. I have to rummage around for another potion. Although saying that, let's just pretend that I've got the potion out of the bag and I've fought it out of the bag. And we will spend that potion immediately to restore our 3 health. So yes, that's that done. Now we can't spend any more time on that one, so we'll put that there and we'll flip this. And oh, we might be able to... That's quite nice in preparation for going to fight the dragon, isn't it? So... check to make sure we've got enough. We have all the dice and that I haven't dropped another one on the floor. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellows, 1, 2, 3, 4 pinks, and 3 blues. And let's see how many hearts are in play. 6, 7, 8, 9 there should be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So I have forgot to put an extra heart token out. For when we put that extra one on before. So there's the extra heart token. We have 2 potions, which hopefully will be able to help us in the coming round. Let's just see if I can scoop these dice out here. Right. Put that there, pick up that there. Right, let's go. So after this encounter, it's the boss fight. Right, let's just grab these here so that I can you sort of see what we've got there. Right, so we need to pay 10 to the dungeon straight away in the yellows. So that there, and then I'll take the 2. Right, now what do we need in the way of... How do we get 14 out of the pinks? 12. Yeah. There you go, so we've applied the 14 there to get that. Now, does this one have anything of use? No. So we'll put that to XP, which will technically be a disregarded coin. Right, so we got that. Although saying that, we should have... It actually doesn't matter. I did it on the combat encounter as opposed to the trap encounter, which is alright. Because we still had more dice on there than what was necessary, so that's fine. So next is on to the final encounter. And that is where we now face the dragon with the limited resources that we've got. But at least we have full health. We probably aren't going to have enough dice. Oh, look at that. We're potentially going to lose 8.
8
hearts every encounter here, because you see the 16 and the 17 in the middle there, because the goal is going to be to whittle down the these points of damage here, these skulls, which are going to knock him down. Right, so let's gather up our dice. There's no dungeon token to pay this time, because and we also have the ability to restore 6 hearts of damage. Right, let's just pop the dice tray in the middle now, because we don't need the middle of the table. Right, what do we got then? So we need to cover the shields first of all. So we got a pink 5 there. We don't have another pink 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our heroic dice, which is waiting on the bottom there. Oh, that's alright. We've got a 5. Right, so now we are now open to start whittling the health down. However, ooh, actually we can use... Yeah, because most of our numbers that we've rolled are really, really low. But we do have these skills down here that we can apply. Let's see, what's going to be the best way to combo these? Right, have we got anything that we can use straight off the bat though? We have a yellow 6, so that takes care of that one there. Actually, we have a blue 6 as well. So we've now dealt potentially 2 hearts of damage to the dragon. Right, we can. I suppose we could technically deal another 6, but we really need to try and cover some of those other ones. So, right, we need 17. So, let's see, that's 12. We don't have enough in the yellows. Although, if we combine it with that, we could cover the yellows. So, if I can do this without dropping it, that stack of dice there is going to cover that yellow 17. So now, out of the blues, 6, 10, we only have 13 out of what is initially available. So, I don't know how I'm going to put this out there. There's not enough room. Right, imagine this is on top of the blue space. What's up here? That gives us 13 stuff there, and we need another 3, which we can't actually do at all, can we? That have a dice down the bottom there is not going to help. Although, hang on, we can sacrifice one of these dice, which will turn that into a 6. Actually, can we sacrifice a low? Right, what's that going to give us? Actually, no, that wouldn't help us at all for that, would it? Right, well, we've dealt 3 damage to the dragon, so that is how we'll conclude this bit of the turn. So, these are off screen. I'll rejiggle these in a second there. We've dealt 3 hearts of damage to the dragon, and we have been dealt 4 hearts of damage. So I'll pop that over there. So we've been hit 4 times. That, though, gives us 2 heroic dice. Right, let's gather up all of our various dice. I'll do a quick count to make sure that we have the right number of dice again after I've just knocked everything over. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3 of them. And we pulled that heroic dice out of there, hadn't we? No, no, that's right, yeah. Then we've got those 2 over there. Yeah, that's why I confused myself, because I pulled those 2 out of the pot before. So yeah, so there's the dragon, and we have dealt him 3 hearts of damage. If we can do that one more time, we can finish him. Might have made it. Oh, it's too late now. Just reading on that line there, we may have made a mistake, but it's too late now. So let's. I can gather up these dice. In my hand. Let's roll these again. Might as well try and put as many of these dice to try and cover. Right, so straight off, just to get these 6s out of the way, I'm going to put them there temporarily, although I'll probably have to move them. We have a pink 5 there, and we can use a heroic dice there. So what does that leave us with? Not much. So yellow, what can we cover in yellow? So we need 17. We've got 6, 10, 15, 16, 17. Alright, so we can actually do the yellow bit in one go. So that covers the yellow encounter. Now, can we get 16 out of what blues we've got? Let's see. So in blues themselves, we have 7. So we need to make 10. So if we combine those... Right, so we now have 10 in the... 10 out of the blues. And I could get 11 out of the blues, I suppose. Right, hang on. We will spend that to convert this into a 6. We will then... Oh no, that wouldn't work at all, is it? Nah, we don't have any way of covering that. Right, we're going to try rolling one of the heroic dice so that we might get a bigger number. That gives us a 5. Right, does that give us anywhere closer to our goal? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. And then we can combine these two, the two pinks that we've got in here as well. I just realised this is off camera a bit, isn't it there? We combine those two pinks, a 2 and a 1, into a heroic 1, which means we can just cover the 16. Which means that we will receive 1 point of damage to ourselves. We'll earn another heroic dice back. And we deal 2 more hearts of damage to the dragon. If I can get them out of the packet. So the dragon now is on 1 health. Let's just gather back up all the dice. Right, and before we do this move properly, I'm going to restore 3 health and use up one of our potions. Right, so gather up all the dice again. We might actually defeat him this time. Unless we roll like all 1s. I think I need to get like a cup or something so I can pour these dice into a cup. So what could potentially be the final roll? What have we got? You see that just off the screen there? That's what we've got. I'm just going to bring this a bit forward so that I can see what I'm doing. Right, I'll just pop that there. So, do we have any 6s before I think of anything else? Right, so we need to cover that shield in a 5. Not good. Well, we do have an actual 6, which I'm just going to put there so that I don't get it confused with anything else. Which technically that would be enough to kill him. So now we just need to see how well we're going to survive the encounter. But we still need to cover a pink 5. Let's see, pink 5, what can I get? To be honest, if this is going to be the last roll, we might as well throw these last 2 heroic dice into the mix. Because that's them covered. And if we're really going to make a proper go of it, we're in a game, we're going to spend that potion, that last potion, and we're going to restore our health to maximum. So, what have we got then? Can we, how badly would we, if we got, ooh, right. So, if we didn't cover the 16 and the 17, that would take away
8
health. So we would just need to mitigate maybe one of those to win. Because we need to preserve the damage that we're not going to be able to do. We're not going to be able to do anything about the. Seeing that, we can maybe mitigate 1 damage on here. We can always move that around if necessary. We still need to cover that 5 on the shield. Alright, so we're going to have to combine these 2 yellows. So these 2 yellows are going to combine into a heroic 5. So now the shields are dealt with, even though we've now sacrificed nearly all of our dice. So now we need to deal with the blues there, which is going to be the only ones that we can actually deal with. Actually, we can just get the blues out of the way. So in heroic dice, because we only have 2 in the blues, so there's only 2 left there. So we've got 10 now in the blues. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, So now we need just one to proceed. So I have here a 2 and a 1, which will give me a heroic 1, which means that we have now covered. I'll just move that across there. We've now covered that part of the encounter, and the other ones we can't do anything else with. So we're going to lose 5 health, which, if you can just see off the side of the screen here, we can afford to pay the 5 health, and that leaves us with 4 health, and that is the dragon defeated. So there we go. He's now been taken out with 1. So there we go. After a disastrous start, we've actually managed to win a game of 1 deck dungeon. Right, let's pull this this microphone out of the way a little bit there. So, as I said, this was a technical experiment to see how this setup worked. This webcam that I'm using here for the close-ups is not going to be a permanent solution. I can't keep using this particular webcam that I've got up here for this, so I will have to get another webcam for the close-up shots. I also need to investigate what on earth is going wrong with the focus on the main camera. So if I just jiggle this out of the way a smidge, because the focus, you sort of got the rules for it. Yeah, there is like a little booklet thing here which goes through it, and each time I play it, I've got to keep referring back to it, because I keep making mistakes. Like you saw there, I mean, there's probably a few of the encounters where I didn't pay the dungeon cost, which was on the back of here, just because I just keep forgetting about it altogether. And then the leveling thing, I think we're screwed up on the leveling because we didn't take the extra dice. But you know, it's still fun just to have a little bit of mess around on it. But that was 1 deck dungeon, which, if it will focus, there we go, 1 deck dungeon. And if you're watching this on Twitch, you can always click the button for 1 deck dungeon, which is somewhere on the side of the screen. Because I think the way it works is if someone, well, the US one anyway, so if this is getting watched again later, if anyone buys it in the US, I think I get a percentage of it or something like that. I don't know, but that's only if you live in the US, so it's fairly useless. But yeah, we will. This setup does give us the opportunity to do some other things in the future. So, like I said, what have I got on the side here? If I just gather up these cards a minute, I'm just going to pop them on my desk so that I can pop these on the table for you to have a little closer look at. Have I got everything? The dice are still on the green screen on the mat. But yeah, so we've got like this, that we'll do this some point around Christmas time. By then, hopefully, we'll have the actual desk table here that will actually fit this on, because it's quite a big size puzzle. But I like that picture there. I got this for last Christmas and I haven't had a chance to build it yet. We've got that. We also have like some tiny epic zombies, if I get my words out right, and tiny epic dinosaurs, which will be for a future one as well there. Let's just pop that open for a second there. So you see all the little bits and bobs. Got some cool artwork in the boxes as well. Let's see, all the little meeples and little dinosaur shapes. Actually, it'd be easier if I chuck them in there. Then, often the green ones, you can't see the green ones, but you can get the gist of all the little dinosaur shapes that are in there. But that one I'm still learning. So I got both of these together, but I want to do the zombie one first. Well, I have learned the rules for it. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and actually do it. Other ones as well. If we do Palm Island, it'll be a very short stream. It might even be just better just to have a pre-recorded video for that. Or maybe do a few rounds of that one. I've just noticed as well I'm getting my daily notification to go and make gravy and casserole their supper. But Palm Island's an alright one. It would just be a single camera setup for this one if we do Palm Island. Whichever ones have we got here? I just popped these here. What's that? That's a poster. We have these little models as well. You can see them clearly, a little bit more clearly over here. So maybe just do like a little model session one time. I can't remember quite when I got these. I know they were a Christmas present a couple of years ago. But with all the house moving, some of this stuff just got left, unfortunately, to one side. We've got a little metal ship that we can build. Might be better to hold this one up here, maybe. Focus. I'll just kill the focus completely. There you go. You can see there the black pearl. Little metal ship model thing out of these little cards. So that might be a fun one to build. We have, of course, a wooden cockerel as well. I love these little wooden puzzle things. When I bought my, my paper cutting machine, it was on sale, and the next month they released a new version of it that can cut these. So I was gutted because no way I could afford, after spending the money on the cutting machine in the first place, I couldn't afford to spend double that again to get the machine that would cut the wood. What else have I got handy? We've got this one here as well, little Golden Gate Bridge model. I think this would be a nice, easy sort of 3D puzzle to make, because it's only got a few pieces to it. Oh, wow, I've definitely had this one for a while, because this must have been just before I left Newcastle, because Gladstone's is a shop in North Shields, where I used to get all my Star Trek models from. Of course, as well, we have Fire in the Library, which I'm probably going to be playing that in about an hour's time downstairs. I'll sit and see if Gravy wants to play it with me. And then also we have Tiny Epic Galaxies, which is a tiny version of one of those big games of the zombie ones that we had there. Of course, as well, we also have the physical version of Star Realms, but I think just for the sake of ease, it's easier to play that one on Steam like we did that one time before. But yeah, this Tiny Epic Galaxies, it's basically, you can see there the game. The bigger version of the game that goes in that bigger box. This is like in a deck of cards box with all the little bits and bobs. There is another like ultra tiny epic one, but apparently it doesn't come with all the dice, so I don't see the point of it if it doesn't actually have all the parts you need to play the game. But anyway, let's clear all this junk out the way. That was one deck dungeon. These are my boxes out of the way. So that was one deck dungeon. You can zoom right in on there. There you go. So what we'll do now is, so that Chrissy can get all of his tens of billions of bonus eggs, we will go and see if there is anybody online for us to go and harass. Ooh, wrong button. There's the web browser. There's the web browser. Twitch. Let's have a look. Raid channel. Oh, there's nobody online. Right, we'll quickly hop over and see if there is anybody that looks vaguely interesting that we can go and jump into. I just realised I put all that. I chucked all those cards up there and I've just chucked them in the middle of the frame. I chucked all those cards up there and I've just chucked them in the middle of the frame. Right. Don't know who this person is, but if they will allow us to raid, because I don't think it worked last night, then we will go and raid them. Nope, no result. Right, let's see if we can copy and paste this next name in. There we go. Don't know who this is, but I'll send you over to go and have a look at them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one there, minus the technical issues that we've had today. We'll come back and do some more of these. Afternoon. It's almost evening now, Chrissy. You better get those dishes done now, Chrissy, as well. But no bother there. We'll if you got the yes, Chrissy, you got to go and do the dishes. Got to clean up Mr. Socks's poop box as well. Anyway, there. I don't know. Hopefully later on, if we get, Chrissy's crying now. If we get the chance later on, we'll maybe try and simulate a game so that I can get those screenshots I need, so that I can fire up the cutting machine and get you your points redeemed sent out to you. Because we still have your thingamajig to do, but I tried like last night when we were playing for like half an hour, but it didn't. The footage didn't. It wasn't what I was looking for the images that I need. But it shouldn't take us any more than 10 minutes to stage a private match to gather the data. But yeah, we'll sort that out later. Right, so I'm going to click the start raid button, and assuming this guy is still streaming, because that's probably the case half the time. Exactly, yeah. We'll just have our 2 computers and our 2 phones go into a match, because I mean, if one of the phone players becomes the Mungus, then it'll be no bother. We'll just be able to walk it over in the phone so I can gather the kill footage that I'm looking for. But anyway, I'm going to press these buttons here, and I'm going to take down these lights, because these studio lights are phenomenally hot. I'm going to crack the window open as well there. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. I have no idea what's on the schedule for tomorrow. Oh, it's Broken Sword. Yeah, we're playing Broken Sword tomorrow. Right, I'll see you all next time. Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely day.